So there is a video game that came out, and it was called Dragon Age. Dragon Age is a series of games. It's really people really, there's a lot. It has its built-in fan base. It has a fan base. That really likes it. I've played, I think, one of them. I'm not that guy. Like I don't care that much about it. That doesn't mean it's not amazing or good or whatever. I'm just saying it's a series. The latest one decided, hey, we're gonna get woke, and they did several things. They did all the things. Don't like it, don't buy it. Blah blah blah. It's not for you. But now the CEO of EA admits that Dragon Age: The Veilguard failed because it did not resonate with a broad enough audience in this highly competitive market. What he's saying is they got woke and they went broke. He's actually admitting it. He's like, oh, we have all this gay stuff in the game, and look at our black elves and our Asian elves and our, all this kind of stuff. It says, in continuing to publicly cop to the failure of BioWare's latest release, EA CEO Andrew Wilson has admitted to investors that his failure of Dragon Age of Veilguard was primarily motivated by the fact that heavy-handed RPG did not resonate with financially profitable amount of players. He offered this post-mortem, opening a meeting with a brief summary, blah, 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 blah. I mean, this is rare. Like if people have been following gaming for a while, right? I don't think anyone's ever admitted this before now. I can't think of a time. Like, do we think, I'll go to Gothix first. Do you think that this is a one-off? Or do you think, I can't speak to whether or not the game was good. I didn't play it. I know that, they had some woke controversy and there was some nonsense in it. But, let me look at it.
I heard they had a lot of other problems in the game, like the game mechanics itself was shit.
Yes, I heard about that too. Dragon Age Veilguard on Steam. Oh, it's not for PC. Is that not right?
You need your age.
Oh, yeah.
Aging.
Oh, yeah. Old. Okay, view page. Aha! No one will ever figure out that I'm not. Yeah, so it doesn't have good reviews. I just installed the game, and it's been sullied in the name. Used to be one of my favorite franchises, Dragon Age. Huge disappointment trying to appeal to players who like PUBG and Overwatch. So it's not necessarily all woke stuff.
Yeah.
But do you think that this will, especially when you're a big company like EA and you have shareholders and this and that, is it possible that we might see a return to, games that are universally liked again, like games that are, more, for more people than just a couple of blue-haired weirdos?
Yeah, if they fire everyone and start from scratch, because clearly you're hiring people who are all consuming the same ideological Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think if you just go back to hiring game developers and writers and not social justice writers.
Here's the gamer. He wrote Dragon Age, the Veilguard, is that friend that's just too woke. I mean, when you have mainstream media, gaming press saying that the game is too woke, that is that's a red letter day. That's a really big deal. The gamer would not have written this article 6 months ago. And when oftentimes when the woke crowd, when they say, we're woke people, but that doesn't mean that the game can't be good or this, that, or the other thing. I always say, well, in a world of limited resources being both time and money, if you're spending either time or money on woke crap, that's less time or money you're spending on stuff that's not. Just like with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. People are like, well, the hot dude on dude action is optional. So why are you mad about it? I'm like, well, I'm not mad about it. My point is that you paid somebody to program hot dude on dude action, and that is time that they spent not doing something else. not programming, not bug fixing, not making combat better, not doing all this other stuff. It's not about the fact that there's hot dude on dude action in that game. I'm just saying, if you want hot dude on dude action, your game better be perfect, or everyone's going to say that's why it failed. Like, your game better be like perfect on launch perfectly, and otherwise, people are going to point to that.
Yeah, I'm personally someone who I don't really buy a lot of games these days because I'm just not excited about a lot of the things that are coming out. But like, I can play a game and see something woke in it and be like, okay, is 90% of the game actually good? Like, I can just ignore this little stupid piece that they did right here. But I think that, as you said, someone is wasting their time to program two dudes kissing. I imagine that maybe there's going to be a lot of bugs in the game. And plus, also, I think you failed when you create something that people focus on, like this one thing in the game. Like, for example, my husband, one of the Spider-Man games, they had like Black Lives Matter on a mural. Yeah. And that's everything that people were talking about for weeks. Not even about how good the game was, just like they're virtue signaling at it. And I think you fail as a writer if you want to include something like that, because people are going to fixate on it.
Yeah. I want the day and age of Postal 2. I want the day and age of Tomb Raider. All right. I want this. I want gaming to be great again. I want it to be absurd. I want it to be offensive. I want it to be weird. If we're gonna do dude on dude action, okay, we're gonna have to do the exact opposite of that, which some things of which I can't mention here on this particular broadcast. Right?
Yeah, right.
I want to have a Saudi Arabian rooftop. Listen. I want I want to stop myself there. I want the absurd. All right. Let's play the absurd. Let's stop playing this thing. I want those crazy video games because they were unique, they were different, and if we had the extremes of both sides, I would be okay with it, but we don't. We have the extreme of, no, this is the absurd thing that we want you to agree with because everyone says it's okay and it's being paid for by people who want to demoralize you and make you whatever.
You're right about that.
On the opposite side, we don't have any of that. I want Postal 2 to come back very badly.
Well, Gothix, what do you make of, some money from USAID being linked to feminist frequency? In 2023, they sent her $250,000. So how much of kind of this woke nonsense was U.S. government funding? Did Sweet Baby Inc. get any money? I have a feeling over the next 4 years, in particular, if J.D. Vance follows Trump and wins, a lot of these woke companies, they won't be able to survive. Like, they're just going to be cooked. There's nothing left for them. They're just going to be, I just don't think they can support. I don't think that they can exist for another 4 years without the government or other agencies funneling money in. Not to mention the games that they advise on don't sell.
Yeah. I can only hope. I'm not surprised. And this is also why I tell people, like, because people, sometimes they come at me, like a lot of my viewers, not all of them, but some of my viewers are just like, why are you wasting time talking about video games and all this nerd stuff? You should be sticking to politics and current events. It's like, okay, well, obviously you don't see the power of how much culture can influence someone's political decisions. And if you totally forfeit any particular field, whether that's video games in this particular case, it's like you're allowing someone else to inject their worldview into that, which is going to affect the overall worldview of the consumers. So, I'm excited. Hopefully they do go bankrupt and then they can go work somewhere else.
Well, it's easy to poo-poo that stuff, but the fact of the matter is, the bad guys know. The bad guys know how powerful video games are and movies are on culture. If you look back, when I was like in middle school into high school, every guy I knew had the Ross haircut because Friends was super popular at the time and everyone got that same haircut. The same thing with like Jennifer Aniston's, whatever her name was, so Rachel. All the girls wanted their hair to look like that. It's the same with pushing, wokeness and certain political things into the culture is so popular. I if I had to hear another kid say, "All righty then," after Ace Ventura came out. Like everybody was saying that. So, I mean, the government, the powers that be, the bad guys, they know how powerful this stuff is. So,
are you implying that human beings are inherently almost followers? Is that what you're implying?
Yes, I am. In fact, I am.
How dare
I
you?
am. Yeah, I am. Some humans are.